Good evening, Raskin enjoyers. Something alright? 'Cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at the current skins in the Rust Store, make comparisons to previous Rust Store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments? Are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. Right, so first 24 hours of sales to get started with, and the Deep Ruby AK-47, selling at $3.49, and yet top selling skin with over 11,000 subscribers. Well then, must be in demand, I guess you could say. But I am still a little bit wary. The high price could be a bit of a problem, but maybe from here it truly develops into a brand new interesting looking weapon collection. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, won't we? Now, looking at all the other skins, well, that Bombshell Backpack selling better compared to the previous week's backpack. That's pretty okay, not going to complain. Ultramarine T2 doesn't really look like it's selling that much. Just about 5,000 subscribers. But how does that compare with the Ultramarine Tier 3? Well, we'll have to talk about that in a bit, won't we? And the Sunken Double Door, only 4,200 subscribers. Well, that might not be selling that much. All the better for it to rise up a price in the future? Well, we'll have to see, won't we? Right, let's now hop over to here and yap about the first 48 hours of sales, but I've just got to point this out to you. It's a bit later. I actually fell asleep. I woke up, I was like, oh, I haven't done this video yet, so I had to quickly jump on. I know, but, you know, we're still going to figure out the potential amount based on 24 hours of sales, so it is what it is. Anyway, looking at the current sales at the moment, not too bad, looking pretty interesting. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and try and figure out how much each of these skins are going to sell by next Thursday. So, Deep Ruby AK-47. Just want to quickly point this out. We are aware that the skin creator did produce another skin, which of course was the SAR. Very nice, very cool. But of course, with the next Rust Store, it's going to be Lunar New Year. If you go ahead and look at the workshop right now, you'll see a whole bunch of very interesting Year of the Snake theme skins. Very nice, very cool. So, yeah, we're not going to be seeing any continuations for a while. Do take that into consideration. And you never know, there might be more AKs just around the corner. What makes you think that? Oh, keep watching the video, you'll find out. Anyway, that Deep Ruby AK-47. Let's go ahead and try and figure out how much that's going to sell by next Thursday. So, hopping back over to here, 11,000 subscribers. Does anything compare well to that? Well, not too long ago, we did have the Legacy Kevlar Backpack, and that did almost 11,000 subscribers, so let's just go ahead and see where that ended up. Back 2 weeks, that turned out to sell 24,000 subscribers. Now, hopping back over to here, giving it a good solid look. Right now, almost 19,000 subscribers, and it's got a good few days left. I think that might be selling a fair bit more. But I can't help but assume maybe towards the end it might slow down. It is $3.49. Maybe people don't want to wait until the very last second. Maybe some people do. I think looking at this, I'll probably consider 23,000 subscribers to 26,000 subscribers. A bit broad, but at the end of the day, still quite a lot. And at the end of the day, there will be more AK-47s. So I'll quickly remind you, we're going to have some Twitch drops soon. Yes, between February 6th to 16th next month, we will see quite a lot of AKs. There are 3 listed already. There is another one as well. There might be even more. But 3 Twitch drops immediately in 2025. Yep. And I mean by as in like completely free. Don't have to pay for them because of course it's Twitch drops. But there's going to be quite a decent amount of these skins. But as of now, there are 4 AKs. All right. And don't forget, with the rest of this year, there will be a lot more AK-47s in Rust stores, won't there? So, is that special enough to retain interest? Is this special enough to maintain that $3.49 price in the foreseeable future? Well, it is abnormal. We'll wait until, next Wednesday, and then I'll look at all the skin sales, and I'll make considerations. I am very unsure with this AK, but a smart barter is the best way to go about it. And of course, with it being abnormal, we have that time to our advantage. So do consider watching my stream on Wednesday night. Look in the description, you'll see links to all my socials. Wednesday night, 9 PM London time, we'll be on here. We'll look at all the skins. We'll make considerations for prices and race to put those barders down as per usual. So nothing too bad to worry about, but quite a lot of sales. As I said, very likely a good indicator that people actively like it. And, well, we'll see if it does a good job of helping it out with its price for the foreseeable future. Right then, let's move on. Let's talk about the Black Diamond sleeping bags. That did 8,000 subscribers with the first 24 hours of sales. Right now, it's almost 13,000 subscribers. People seem to appreciate. I do hope we do see a lot more Black Diamond deplorables in the future. But for the foreseeable future, probably unlikely. You can always keep an eye on the workshop and whatnot, but skin creator, quite busy with a lot of collections, but I would still anticipate some more deplorables at some point. So, pace yourself. So hop back over to here. 8,000 subscribers, as I said, sorry. Right then, so, what compares to the sleeping bag? I'm looking, and, well, this one might be a little bit tricky. I am looking. Had to go a little bit further back, I guess you could say. But even then, it's not super easy, this is it. Nothing really sold around 8,000 subscribers. So this is a little bit concerning. But maybe the Shogun face mask might be a fairly okay option. Did anything do like 9,000 subscribers? You could look at the Abyss Thompson as well. You could go in between. Guess we could do that. Yeah, all right then. So let's go see what the sales are like for both of those skins. So hopping back over to here, looking to the previous week. That Shogun face mask, well, that did 17,200 subscribers. A very in-demand skin, I guess you could say, to a point. And then if we go to a little bit further back, how that Thompson do? Well, that did 22,000 subscribers almost. So as I'm looking at the, the sleeping bag at this current time, I'm thinking it's going to probably pick up the pace. I reckon it will be going a little bit more than 17,000 subscribers. So I'm making considerations. I'm looking at the skin. I reckon that will probably be doing between 19 to 22,000 subscribers. A fairly okay amount. That's fine. $2.49. Is it going to maintain that price in the foreseeable future? Well, how many black backpacks do we actually have in total? Let me just quickly find that out. Making a nice little comparison. As you can see, well, we did get that sleeping bag. That's absolutely free. But Black Diamond Collection is kind of well established and people do happen to like it. So, all right, well, scrolling. It's kind of I've noticed we don't really have that many options. I'm looking at Pit Stop there, but that's not really part of an established collection, but still maintaining its price, $1.49. But yeah, I don't really see anything interesting. Now, consider this, at night time, you cannot see that. Great thing to have outside your base and whatnot. Maybe that does work out well, and as I said, I do anticipate more deplorables eventually at some point in the future. The more the merrier. The Black Diamond Collection, as of now, does appear to be in demand. So think of that what you will, but I think around 20,000 subscribers, whilst initially it might struggle in the spring months, February, March, April, we've definitely considered that more than enough, but maybe it has a very nice future ahead of it during the summer. I think things could be okay with that, but of course it's also abnormal, so, abnormal barders this next Wednesday night. Cool, so yeah, alright, it's in a good spot, it seems, but maybe a smart barder is still the better way to go about it, so we'll leave it at that. ISI Garage Door, let's now talk about you. So we're not too far off from the sales that we see here, and if we could quickly go back to the first 24 hours of sales, looking at you, 7,400 subscribers, well, it does match up perfectly with the Shogun face mask, to a point, and that did around 17,000 subscribers. As I look back over to here, it's been more time. This is starting to go a little bit further ahead with the sales. This is kind of slipping back a little bit. But, if that's going to probably do around the amount of sales that we just said, I think this would probably do, I reckon it'll probably do between 17 to 19,000 subscribers. I think that's a perfectly fine amount to sit there and say. But now we have to talk about Garage Doors. So, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, yeah, cool, perfectly fine, awesome looking design. But I can't help but assume we're going to be seeing a lot more. Yes, last year, so many skins. Now, it's not just the skins in the Rust Doors, it's also the Twitch drops. Very cool looking designs given away for free. Okay, so last year, 34 in total. This year, don't know, but I am kind of worried we're going to be seeing a lot more, all right? Be concerned to a bit. Be concerned to a point, all right? Now, at the end of the day, if you like the skin, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them nice and motivated. Keep want to put nice creative designs in the future, but for that, that particular Garage Door, looking at the rest of its collection, it's not exactly looking to be super in demand this set. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I think you're better, you're definitely better off with a barter in that type of situation. The amount of sales it's likely going to have, quite a fair bit more compared to what we saw throughout all the skins in the past year. So do take that into consideration. All right then, so we'll leave it at that. Let's now talk about the Bombshell Backpack. Just over 10,000 subscribers at this current moment. Okay, fair enough, cool. But we did bring this up. As much as you'd like to sit there and say, oh, but it's a green backpack. The standard the non-skin backpack is green anyway. Ha! I did make a little short video showcasing that and making the point about that. Interesting. So, looking at that, making considerations, how will that fare in the future? What will the sales look like? Let's go ahead and try and figure that out right now. So looking over to here, we can see 6,700 subscribers. What does that compare to? Looking around, I guess you could look at the M39 from the previous week. If we were to look around just a little bit more, not really seeing much else that compares well with it. You could probably look at the sleeping bag as well. Alright, okay, we've got some interesting things to compare to. So, previous week, let's go see what the M39 ended up at. And as you can see, it reached up to almost 14,000 subscribers. And if we could go back just a little bit more, we can see with that sleeping bag, that also reached almost 14,000 subscribers. So for a nice, generalization, we can do 13 to 15,000 subscribers. That's not too bad. For a sleeping bag, compared to all the other ones, not too bad. However, how likely is that going to actually retain its price? Also, considering that the standard backpack is already green, yeah. Now, of course, it is part of a well-established collection that will definitely get some more skins accepted in the future. As you should know, TTG skins appear every 3 to 4 months because every single week TTG is always, curating all the skins and making sure they're all the quality standard and they have no, copyright issues. And as a reward, he gets a skin guaranteed accepted every 3 to 4 months. So I don't know, maybe we'll see some more clothing armor skins, but we already kind of have that. But maybe a jacket or something, we shall see. More deplorables, wouldn't be surprised. More weapons, wouldn't be surprised. I fully expect it. So, alright, cool. Perfect time for a backpack, I guess you could say. But we've had a backpack pretty much every single Rustle since they first became skinnable. So do keep that in mind. It's abnormal, that's cool, but will it actually maintain its price compared to what we just saw with all the other backpacks there? I'm doubting it. But we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. Alright, cool, fair enough. Let's talk about the Starry Dream SAR. So looking at that, kind of sounding okay. I'm still a bit concerned considering that a lot of SARs over the past few years, they haven't really held up their price, have they? We've been getting quite a lot in not that much time, so it's kind of like AK-47. It's a bit concerning. So hopping back over to here, looking at the initial sales, it did 5,900. Can we compare to anything else? Well, I mean, I definitely saw the Protector Sheep Door, 5,700 subscribers, and then we saw the Harbour Seal Hammer with 6,000 subscribers. We got things we can compare to, right? Previous week, here we go. That Sheep in the Door reached 13,000 subscribers, and then the week before that, the Harbour Seal Hammer reached 13,600 subscribers. I'm going to sit here and say 13 to 14,000 subscribers. I feel like that's a perfectly fine suggestion, but even then, still a bit concerned. Like, for the design of it, looks nice, looks interesting, but it's not super colourful and in your face, and I have doubts, I have concerns. This is a collection continuation, but there's only 2 weapon skins at the moment. Could it amount to more? Could there be even more accepted in the future? I'd like to see it. Keep an eye on the workshop, of course. Sunup's always producing some very interesting designs, but I'm not sure if everybody else is going to appreciate it, and you do have to be a fair bit concerned about how every other person approaches these skins, okay? So, looking at that, at the moment, well, I don't think I'll be getting too far, and it's not abnormal. So Wednesday night, we're going to have to go ahead and figure out, well, are we going to want to buy it there and then, or are we just going to stick with the barter when it becomes marketable when the rust rotates? It is what it is. Let's now talk about the Ultramarine T2. Right, okay then, so it's not selling too, recklessly, insanely, but remember, the main thing with clothing and armour is, does it match up with any previous clothing and armour skins? The Tier 3 here reached 10,600 subscribers. Is it looking like this will be surpassing that? Well, let's go ahead and do some comparisons. So over to here, and as we see, well, first 24 hours of sales, around 5,000 subscribers. Doing some comparisons right about now. Well, last week we had the Rat King AK-47 with 5,000 on the dot. Brainstorm as well, with around 5,000 as well. Over to here, I'm looking. We could look at the pie box as well. So I think we've got a pretty good idea in regards to what we could compare to. So let's go look at the previous week and the week before that. I'm looking at the Rat King AK-47, sorry. And we have 12,000 subscribers here. And then if we look over to here and then look and see how the pipe box ended up at, it did 11,000 subscribers. So maybe 11 to 12,000 subscribers is a perfectly fine suggestion. That is quite a fair bit more compared to the T3, but it's not like a destructively huge difference. It's not something I'd be too concerned about. At the very least, that kilt right there, still looking to be the best thing to consider chasing after out of all the skins this week. All 3 pieces are abnormal. The coffee can is 50 cents cheaper, but still, that kilt, and the potential of seeing more Ultramarine skins in the future, such as hoodie and pants and boots and gloves. I do believe that's holding up perfectly fine, that kilt potentially in the future from here and now. Might not, like, you know, maintain its price for the next couple months with the springtime, but inevitably, if we do see that final core piece, boots and gloves, that's all going to go up in price again. With the arrival of Tier 3, you may recall this was very in demand, but then it appeared, spiked in price, and the whole set's looking pretty good as well. And, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing some more deplorables potentially. Maybe some weapons at some point. There was an attempt for grenades, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? So yes, 12,000 potential subscribers isn't that bad. So we'll see how, you know, rolls out by Wednesday night. Keep an eye on this. That's definitely probably the best thing to consider chasing after, and yet still probably of a buy order, so we'll leave it at that. Right, scroll down. Let's talk about the Sunken Sheet Metal Double Door. Now, at first glance, when I saw the first sales that we saw, the 24 hours of sales, like, that seems a little bit too ridiculous, but it's not really selling that much. Oh, over to here. Yep, sorry. Right then. So, as you can see right here, this has 4,200 subscribers for the first 24 hours of sales. Back over to here, and like, it's only done a little bit more. So with 4,200, what can we compare to? So I'm looking at the previous skins from previous weeks and making some comparisons. Well, we do have the Gold Chains Backpack, quite literally a 4,200 as well. Oh, it don't look like it's selling that much, does it? Looking at everything else, you do also have the tire poncho and maybe the tire bandana. Right, then let's go do those comparisons. So to the previous week, we take a look at that backpack and we can see that didn't even do 10,000 subscribers, did it? 9,400. And then we look at the primitive clothing from 2 weeks ago. This did around 8,500 to 9,500. So maybe that's actually a perfectly fine suggestion. 8,500 to 9,500. That is really low. Compare that to a lot of sheet metal double doors that came out over the past year. Like, I think that would probably be the lowest selling sheet metal double door skin if it came out this year. Let me just double check. We did have that skin around Valentine's. Where is it? This one. Yep. You may recall this came out during a very weird period of time where over the course of 2 weeks we got 4 sheet metal double door skins. Bit odd, but it happened. So yeah, that would still be the lowest selling. And right now that's doing very nicely, isn't it? This skin right here, it's a bit of an odd looking design, but still very creative. At night time, the creative use of the lighting there for glow in the dark, I mean, spot on. And I would be surprised if we see more of these skins potentially being made in the future. Garage door, maybe. We shall see. As of now, it's a sheet metal door and a sheet metal double door. It's up to Mr. Algorithm, but I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls off something very interesting at the very least. Maybe a strange-looking large box, small box. You're going to have, like, the tentacle creature from, like, coming out from inside it. There's definitely potential ideas with that, so keep an eye on the workshop at the very least. So that sheet metal double door. If we don't see that many skins this year, when you compare to last year, you might understand what I'm saying. But if we really don't see that many more skins this year, I mean, that could definitely work out very nicely. Only so many of these skins to go around, all the better for it to rise up in price in the future. But if we end up with 25 sheet metal double doors like last year, I mean, yeah, or 23, but you get it, that's generalising. Right, so keep an eye on it. Maybe just want to stick with doing a barter. It is abnormal, but, you know, we'll see how things, you know, roll out by Wednesday. Reflector Python. So, it has a weird bit of transparency, but it really don't make that much of a difference. It's more of like a cool cosmetic bit of transparency. So, looking at you, let's hop back, take a look, and make some comparisons. You did 3,000 subscribers. Does anything compare to you? Not from there. I'm looking at the skins from the previous 2 weeks. Yep, there you go. Minicopter and customers. Yeah, okay, that's probably a very good thing to compare to. 2 weeks ago, those 2 weapon skins, they weren't very in demand. And as I look and see how they ended up, well, the SAR reached 6,500 subscribers and the Minicopter reached 6,300 subscribers. So 6 to 7k for our Python skin over here. I mean, well, that is an abnormal skin, selling at $2.49. I get the feeling it's more of a case of people in general just aren't too fussed about Python skins at the moment. What makes you say that? Look at there, you can see. Right, yeah. I don't think people care. I really don't. So, unfortunately, I am a bit concerned about that skin in particular. I think I will just stick with doing a barter, and it won't be a very high price. It is what it is. It's more about the weapon itself, it seems, rather than a skin. So, keep an eye on the workshop, see if we see a collection continuation anytime soon. But don't forget, of course, we do have Lunar New Year skins this week. So, yeah, it is what it is. 6 to 7,000. And we still have one more skin to talk about. Right, well, let's go ahead, try and figure out where that's potentially going to land, because as I look over to here, this has 2,800 subscribers. Now, I think I might just generalise and say 6,000 to 7,000 for that one as well. It's not too far from here. The amount of sales that we see here currently at the moment isn't too much of a difference. 6,000 to 7,000 for this one as well. I think that's a perfectly fine suggestion. This crossbow, it's not abnormal. It will only become marketable when the Ruster rotates next Thursday. The transparency, is it helpful? It's an interesting design choice, but it doesn't appear to be a very in-demand skin. So, yeah, okay, that's a little bit concerning. Well, what happens if we don't see that many crossbows this year, especially like last year? That could be interesting, but still, at the moment, it really doesn't have any interest. So, I mean, again, with a sheer lack of sales could lead to some interesting price rises if we don't get that many more interesting skins being produced for crossbows this year. Just saying. A sheer lack of options definitely leads to pre-existing skins rising up in price and in demand and whatnot. The hammers are a perfect example of that. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the workshop. Will we be seeing any more crossbow skins being accepted anytime soon? Got to be aware of what's being produced. So, all right, a fairly straightforward week, I guess you could say. But overall, I still think all of these skins will go below their Rustall price at some point in springtime. But during the summer, things can easily change. Last year, was absolutely amazing. But from there, through August, September, October, November, December, we didn't even see that much of an autumn-fall season dip. We didn't even see that much of a drop in player count. It was super strong going all the way in. I don't think we'll see anything like that ever again. Maybe, we shall see. But, yeah, things can easily turn around and work out ever so nicely. More skins being produced in these collections, building up the collection and whatnot. I mean, keep an eye on all of it. But still, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes below top price. Just saying. Right then, so is there anything to talk about? Well, you should be keeping an eye on the commits. Quite recently, we have been seeing mentions of a brand new weapon being produced, the medium assault rifle. What does this imply? Well, technically speaking, something like an AK would be a medium assault rifle. So we're getting some sort of counterpart. It's nameless, basically. We don't know what is being made other than a new assault rifle is being made. Okay, well, we'll see what happens next then. Keep an eye on the workshop. I mean, keep an eye on the commits. And player count today was very nice. Looking pretty good for the rest of this month. I reckon it'll probably round out to around 120 average players throughout all of this month, which has been absolutely fantastic. How many people we're going to see for the February Force Wipe with the primitive game mode being introduced? Well, we'll see. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at the previous week's skins, see how they're currently holding up. So if I could probably go through all of Christmas just to get this point across, as you can see, the Christmas skins have gone down in price. Have they reached rock bottom prices yet? I still expect that to be around March, April time. So keep an eye on all of them. They might be cheap now, but they could get even cheaper. Looking over to here, as you can see, we see the exact same thing. Wow, I wouldn't have guessed. Well, you know, I'm just showing it off. Shut up. But yeah, that bolt action rifle, though, still holding up nicely. Pretty good. Across the board, still the same, though. And for the very first Ruster of 2025, yeah, these skins are starting to drop off. Bit unfortunate, but, you know, we need to see those continuations, don't we? But the Garage Door, the Backpack, the Thompson, still doing good. Hammer's gone down a little bit, but it's not destructively bad. And then over to here, the skins from the previous week. Unfortunately, the Tier 3's already gone down. The weapon skins have gone down, not too surprised by that. The sheep, yeah, that's not surprising at all. With the comparisons to other doors we have available, that really isn't surprising. Now, looks like the pickaxe is doing all right, but not the hatchet. It is what it is. Right, so that's pretty much everything that needs to be said, and I can only hope that you've been selling your Ruskins ever so nicely, because, well, prices are still holding up pretty nicely as well. As I hop over to here, have I been making any more sales? I've been buying some kawaii eyes. Well, I'm not going to say no, but yeah, not too many sales throughout this recording. But give it more time, I'll be making some more sales and whatnot. I need to go back to sleep. Sorry about this. I'm not fully awake. I'm so sorry if I've been a bit funny with this video. But I hope I got all the information out there, and I hope you've got a good idea of how things are currently looking. So, at the very least, best of luck to each and every single one of you. Have a lovely weekend. I'll catch you later. See you, goodbye.